I am Dale Robinson. I'm here to lead, teach, and serve you, raw, real, and unapologetic. You will learn how to love yourself, stop seeking validation, but also you will learn how to step into your power so that you can shine. Because one thing that we're going to do here is that we're not going to seek approval. We're going to take up space, because that's what you do when you have that inner strength. You take up space because you belong on this earth and you have a purpose. So if you're ready to build that high value, unshakable, unfuckwittable version of you, then let's go. And we back. Hey, yes, we back for episode 4. Listen, I'm excited about this. I hope you're excited about this, because we're going to have some fun. And we're going to dig in. We're going to dig deep, because the thing is this. If you don't know who you are, how can you become who you was meant to become? I'm going to say it again. If you don't know who you are, how can you become who you was meant to become? Damn. I was rolling.
That's a good intro.
I was rolling. Like, listen, how can you build confidence if you don't know who you are? How can you succeed if you don't know who you are? If you constantly searching for approval from other people, external things, like, how do you know who you are? Like, you will never reach your full potential if you don't know exactly who you are. Because, listen, sometimes in life, we go through certain things. We grow up in certain situations and have different, people telling us, like, who you are, who you're supposed to be. They don't know. They just actually putting their limitations, their thoughts, and the way that they feel on you. How can you build confidence if you don't know who you are? How can you succeed if you don't know who you are? How can you become who you was meant to become if you are always searching for approval from somebody else or searching for approval from external things? Like, listen, sometimes in life, we run across people, or where we grow up, or our parents, or, our teachers, they tell you who you're supposed to be. In all actuality, they don't know who you're really supposed to be. You know who you're supposed to be. Sometimes you don't even know. So how can they know? But sometimes they force you down this road of, like, you have to go to college, or you have to follow in your dad's footsteps or your mom's footsteps, or you have to go to this certain college because I went to this certain college. I hate to tell you, that's bullshit. Maybe that's not what you want to do. Maybe that's not who you are. If your dad's a doctor and they tell you got to be a doctor, maybe that might not be your thing. I mean, I get that they have good intentions, but sometimes that's just not what you want to do. And then sometimes you go to school and you go to be a doctor, and, you get there and it's all fine and dandy, but then you figure out, like, this ain't what I want to do. But you continuously to do it because you don't want to hurt your parents' feelings, or you don't feel like that you're going to let somebody down because you didn't do what they want to do. But in all actuality, you letting yourself down. You mad at yourself. You upset with yourself. You're not giving 120% because you're not doing the things that you said that you want to do. And I hate to tell you, like, that's life sometimes. I know plenty of people that are doing things that they hate. I know plenty of people are being somebody that they not. They don't even know who they are. They 40 and 50 years old. They do not know who they are. So listen, I'm going to tell you a story. So I don't know if you know my story, but, like, I spent 10 years in federal prison. And at one point, I had a cell phone in prison, which you're not supposed to have, okay? And I had a cell phone. I ended up getting caught with the cell phone. So they sent me to solitary confinement, which we call the SHU. I don't know if you know what solitary confinement is. That means you're in this little bitty box by yourself, a toilet, and, like, a little faucet, which is nasty water. You don't get to get out. They feed you food through a slot. And if you get to take a shower maybe 3 times out of the week, 3 times out of the week. And if you choose to work out in your room, that means that you have to literally take a shower out of that little sink. We call it a bird bath. Some people might call it other things, but we call it a bird bath. So I was placed in solitary confinement for 120 days. 120 days in this room by myself, nobody else. that was the time that I actually found myself. And I was probably 37 around that age. I was 37 years old. And I really found myself. I found out who Dale Robinson really is, who I wanted to become. I've been living all this time, this whole life, being somebody else that I wasn't. I sold drugs. I helped people. I did a lot of things, but like I was using my gift and my purpose in the wrong way. And it hurt a lot of people because I wasn't becoming who I was meant to become. So in those 120 days, I had a lot of time to like think, reflect, decide, make a choice of like, this is who Dale Robinson is. I've had faced adversity like no other. Not saying nobody else has, but I faced a lot of adversity. And I overcame a lot of adversity. And when from that 120 days, once I got out and they shipped me to another spot, which is actually, I was in New Jersey. I went to New Jersey to another prison, which is in Farrington, New Jersey. When I came out of that solitary confinement, I was ready. I knew who I was. And I walked in, and everything that I did aligned with who I said I was going to be. That's when I started training people. That's when I started running boot camps. That's when I started having different people from different walks of life all come together and train together. Like, I'm not sure if y'all understand the politics of prison. I know y'all get this TV stuff, like how it is, but like, it's not. Some of it's BS. So in the feds, federal prison system, like it's super politicky, right? So you have Tennessee, you stay with Tennessee. If you're from Chicago, you stay with Chicago. If you're from New Jersey, you rock with New Jersey. If you're Bloods, you rock with Bloods, which is a gang. If you're a Crip, you rock with the Crips. If you're a GD, you rock with GDs. If you're a Mexican, you rock with the Mexicans. However, right? But you rock with your kind. Like if you're a Muslim, you rock with the Muslims. If you're a Christian, you rock with the Christians. If you're a dirty white boy, you rock with the dirty white boys. But Dale Robinson was the only Kentucky person in that prison. And the thing is this, you would not know it. Because I had all those walks of life working out together. For that hour, there was no beef. They was not at each other's neck at all. That is also let me know like who I was. I know that I'm a leader. That I know that I'm capable of bringing people together from all walks of life. I'm able to create cultures. I'm able to create a community. Like that's who I know. That's part of Dale Robinson. The thing is this: do you know who you are? So what I want you to do, and we're just go jump into it. Like what I want you to do is, you can stop it right now, pause it, or you can do it at the end. I want you to take 5 minutes and just shut everything off. No phone, no TV, no distractions, and just sit there and think about like, who are you? I'm talking about to the core. I ain't talking about, oh, I'm a husband, I'm a wife, I'm a girlfriend, I'm a boyfriend, I'm a job title, whatever. None of that. Like, who are you to the core? Like, because that's who you really are. Like, what's your values? Like, I want you to really like dig deep. And just take 5 minutes. If you can take longer than that, then hey, I'm all for it. Because it took me 120 months. 120 days, not 120 months. That's what I was sentenced to. But I spent 120 days in solitary confinement. So if you could take 5 minutes and just really reflect on who you really are to the core, it would do you a whole lot of justice and a whole lot of peace. Because once you figure out who you really are, I want you to start acting and moving to that person who you said you really were, and within those 5 minutes. Because that's the person that's going to bring you peace. That's the person that's going to bring you joy. And that's the person that I want you to fall in love with and show up as every single time, every single place, no matter where you at, no matter who you're around. Show up as that person because that's who you are. Why most people don't know who they are? Because the external identity. Your external identity, your career, your relationship status. You know, if you can go to the restaurant, they let you walk straight through. You know, like that stuff, like who you are. Like that's why you don't know who you are, because you are tied to external things. And let me tell you something. Anything that's external, that's tied to you, and that's who you are, and that's who you claim you are, can be taken away from you. So my question is this: when it's taken away, who are you? Who are you? I want you to ask yourself that. That's a serious question. Like, who are you if all that stuff goes away? Because I'm gonna tell you this: I got out and I had $0, and I'm still Del Robinson. I didn't have a pot to piss in the window to throw it out of, but I knew who I was. The same confident person then that I am now. Like, you can strip all this shit off of me, I'm still gonna be Del Robinson because I know who I am to the core. Don't let the external stuff define you as a person, as a human being, because there's so much more to you than the external. Because everything that you need to become the best version of you and become who you're meant to become is internal. It's already inside of you. Sometimes we just cover it up because we're looking for the validation from the other people, because we're afraid of other people's perceptions and stuff like that. So understand who you are and understand why you're not becoming who you are. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And I hope it hits home. And the one thing that stops everybody from becoming who they are is the fear of fucking judgment. The fear of judgment. Like a fear of judgment and the rejection. People are going to judge you regardless. Either they with you or they not with you. It's okay. But the thing is this. So what they going to talk about you? Everybody always getting talked about. I don't care who you are. The thing is you got to know who you are to the core, so it doesn't matter what they say. So what? This is your life. It's short. Live it to the fullest. Be you and have fun. And surround yourself with the people who love you because of who you are, not because of who you think they expect you to be. No. Be around the people that love you for you. How to start finding who you are. Are you ready? No, it just adds on to it. This is start finding out who you are. All right, and like, okay, so we went back. I'm gonna go back to the 5 minutes that I told you. Yes, like spend 5 minutes with yourself. And sometimes like do it every day. Take 5 minutes to start figuring out who you are. Because I'm telling you, it's not gonna happen overnight, because you have already been programmed and wired to start doing things that other people want you to do. So it's going to take you time. It's going to take time because you got to rewire yourself. You got to deprogram. You got to deprogram and reprogram your subconscious mind of who you are. Because some things you've just been doing out of nature, and now it's just so, you're just a creature of habit. Now you're just doing it on a regular. You don't even know that you're actually doing it. So now you got to start being aware. So let's start with 5 minutes a day. Starting with 5 minutes. But the thing is this, you got to silence the inner voice of saying that you're not good enough, you're not capable, or the fear. Like, you got to silence that inner voice. And if you don't know how to do that, I'm going to tell you right now, inner strength coaching, that's what we do. We teach you how to silence the inner noise. And we teach you how to get from who you think you should be to who you're really supposed to be. And that's doing it unapologetically, though. Like, that's doing it every single day to the point where, like, you love that person so much, like, you would never go back to being the other person that people want you to be. Because I don't know if you know, but, like, fall in love with yourself and loving the person who you are, Like, there's so much peace and so much joy to that. Like, how could you not want to do that? How could you not want to be who you was meant to be? And it takes some soul searching, and it takes some time to like overcome those obstacles of just in your head, not the external stuff, because it's really all built up into your mindset. And once you have that mindset shift, like, you unlock so much potential that you have within you that you've been holding back just because of you not actually being who you was meant to become. All right, so listen, I'm just going to summarize all this up for you because I really want you to do this. We're just going to summarize it up, and we're just going to get to it, right? First of all, you can't grow into your full potential unless you know who you are. There's no way possible, right? Stop chasing approval and validation from other people. Define your values and trust yourself. Like, that is something that's very important in this whole thing, is learn to trust yourself. We put so much trust in other people, and then they let you down, and then you be mad. No, like, trust yourself. Because if you can't trust yourself, why would you trust anybody else? And when you trust yourself and you learn to trust yourself, that's how you build that confidence, that unshakable confidence. When you trust yourself, you're going to follow through with the things that you said that you're going to do. And listen, you can start small. It doesn't have to be this big grandiose thing. Like, start small. And as you start small and you accomplish that small thing, like, that helps build your self-efficacy. And as you continuously to build that, you go start building that self-confidence, that self-worth. And then you come to the point where you have certainty. Like, there's another limit beyond self-confidence. Like, there's certainty. Like, you certain in who you are. You don't shy away from it or nothing. Like, you show up bold as hell, and because you are so certain, like, I know who the hell I am. And I don't care if you don't like it, she don't like it, he don't like it, my mama don't like it, my daddy don't like it. I don't care. That's certainty. That's something that when you get there, the wheels blow off. Get there. That's what we would like to see. Get you to certainty, not just self-confidence, certainty. And last but not least, take action. Take action as a person you need to become and not the person who you were. Start taking action now. No opportunity wasted. That's what now means. Don't say tomorrow. No, don't say next week. You can start doing it right now. Now. No opportunity wasted. You got me. I will see you on the next one. I don't Yes, I do. Like, comment, subscribe too. Yeah. So listen, if this episode hits home to you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it and tag me so I can see how you are stepping into your power. So leave comments, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. And I'm out.